Hello everybody, welcome to Yoga for Self-Love with Kim. I am Kim. This will be a short, gentle practice to just open up through our whole body, open things up, breathe, stretch, and get our bodies moving. You may need a couple of blocks for the practice, so grab those, find your way to the mat, and bring yourself down onto your back. We'll start in a little mini Shavasana. Finding your way all the way down. Your Shavasana, whatever feels best for you. You can extend the legs out wide, arms out to the sides, palms facing up or down. If you feel like you need a little bit more grounding today, you could turn the palms down towards the earth. And give your head a little rock from side to side. Releasing any tension through the neck. And then bring your head back to center. If you prefer, you could bend the knees here, bring the feet to the mat, and point the knees up towards the ceiling, or even take the feet wide and let the knees knock in towards each other. So your Shavasana will just be here for a moment. If it feels okay for you, close your eyes. Otherwise, just find a soft gaze. Allow yourself to arrive. Notice how you're feeling today. Becoming curious about what's going on for you. And begin to bring your focus to your breath. Allowing the breath to deepen. Letting the whole body just relax, soften down towards the earth. Relaxing through your feet, your toes, arches of feet, soles of feet, tops of the feet, heels, ankles. Relaxing through the legs, lower legs, upper legs. Relax through the hips, pelvis, buttocks, and belly. Relax through the torso, front of the body, back of the body, chest and rib cage. Relaxing through your shoulders and arms, hands and fingers. Relax through your neck, your throat, and your jaw. Relax your tongue, the roof of the mouth. Relax all the little muscles in your face, around the eyes. Soften and separate your eyebrows. Relax your forehead, your temples, your cheekbones, your scalp, and the crown of the head. Let go. I invite you to bring in the intention to be gentle, kind, patient, loving, and compassionate with yourself as you move through this practice. Now begin to slowly call yourself back. You can flutter the eyes open. Bring the legs together. If the legs are not extended, extend the legs down the mat. Bring the legs together. Now reach your arms up overhead. Feel free to yawn here if you feel it. Just notice what happens to your body when you yawn. Imagine you're just waking up in the morning, finding that stretch or that pandiculation through your body. Open and close the hands. Wiggle the toes. Yawn, sigh, wiggle, stretch. Let everything relax, and then reach up through the right fingers as you reach down through the right toes. Reach up through the left fingers as you reach down through the left toes, and then move this side to side a few times, lengthening through the right side, and then lengthening through the left side. And then one more time, reaching all the way up, fingers to toes, whole body nice and long, and then relax everything again. Draw the right knee in towards the chest. Hug it in. Release the leg down to the mat. Let's draw that left knee into the chest. Hug it in. Release the leg down to the mat. Now let's draw both knees into the chest. Inner edges of the feet together. Inner legs together. Take hands to the knees. Roll your knees around in a few circles. Beginning to feel this gentle massage through the sacrum and the lower back. And then switch the direction of your circles. And then bring your knees to center. Let's take the arms out to the side in a T formation. And then we'll slowly begin to bring both knees over towards the right side. Keep the knees hovering up off of the mat, and then hug the knees back in towards center as you come back onto your back, and then we'll drop the knees down towards the left, keeping the knees hovering, and then knees come back to center. Again, let's drop knees over to the right. Knees are hovering. Now this time extend out through your left leg. Extend the leg, press out through the heel, and then rebend that left knee. Hug both knees back into the chest. Now we'll drop knees over to the right. This time extend that right leg out. And then rebend that right knee, bring it back to center. We'll do that one more time to each side. Dropping knees to the right, extend that left leg. Bring the knees back into center, and then drop knees over to the left and extend out through right leg. And then bring the knees both back to center. Hands to the knees or behind the backs of the thighs. If it feels okay for you, begin to give yourself a little rock back and forth. Finding a nice little spinal massage. And now, if it works for you, you can rock and roll yourself all the way up. Plant the feet and bring yourself all the way up to stand. You may need to use the hands to assist yourself up off of the mat. And then we'll bend the knees, lower ourselves back down to the mat, drop your bum back down, roll onto the back again, and then maybe a few more times. Just rocking and rolling, bringing yourself up to stand on the feet, and then back down onto the mat. And again, use the hands to assist you if you need, and if that totally doesn't work for you, skip this part and we'll meet in standing in a few moments. So another once or twice. I'll bring it back down. And we'll do it one more time. Bring yourself back down to the mat. Lower your bum all the way down, hands if you need them. Roll yourself all the way back up. We'll bring it up to stand. Let's take the palms together at the heart now. And then reach both arms up towards the ceiling. We'll drop left hand to that left thigh. Root down through the feet. Reach the crown of the head up towards the ceiling. Body nice and long. Spine nice and tall. And then gently fold yourself over to the left. And then come back up through center. We'll reach the left arm up. Drop the right hand down to that right thigh. Nice long spine again, and then we'll fold it over to the right. Back up to center, right arm reaches up, left arm comes back down to that left thigh, fold it over to the left again, and then back up. Left arm comes back up, right hand comes back down to that right thigh, and fold it over to the right. Bring yourself back up. Take palms together at the heart, bend both knees, step that right foot around and behind the left. Both knees bent, we'll reach the arms up. Take the left fingers to clasp that right wrist and gently fold yourself over to the left. And then come back to center, soften the knees. We'll step the left foot around and behind that right foot off of the right side of the mat. Arms reach up, this time right fingers circle the left wrist, and you gently arch yourself over to the right. Step yourself back to center and then turn to face the long edge of your mat. We'll step the feet out wide. Soften the knees. Turn the right toes up towards the top of the mat. And then we'll begin to take it into a triangle pose. Keeping that right knee soft. We'll begin to hinge from the right hip. Fold yourself over to the side. If it's okay, you can straighten that right leg, or you can keep a little micro bend in that right knee. Right hand can come down to that right shin or thigh. Left arm reaching up towards the ceiling. Arms reaching away from each other. Or you could take that left arm up and over the ear. Soften through that right knee, press into that foot, lift yourself up, and then we'll take it into a reverse triangle. Take that left hand to the left thigh, right arm reaching up over the ear, gently arching yourself over to the left. And then bring yourself back up to center. Take it back into our triangle. Right hand moves back to that right shin or thigh, left arm reaching up to ceiling or over the ear. And then we'll circle that left arm back, sweep it back, lift yourself up. Right arm reaches up over the ear as you arch it over to the left, that reverse triangle. And then we'll move back and forth from our triangle into our reverse triangle. A couple more times. Bring yourself back up. We'll turn the right foot in, feet parallel-ish. Let's take it over to our triangle on the other side. Soften the knees, turn the left toes towards the other end of the mat. Softening through that left knee, we'll begin to hinge from that left hip and fold yourself over to the left. Both sides of the body nice and long, left hand reaching for that shin or thigh, or you could grab a block here if you like. We'll reach the right arm up or over that right ear. And then a little bend in that left knee, press into that left foot, lift yourself up. We'll take the right hand to the right thigh, left arm up along the ear, and then a little arch over to the right side. Back through center, we'll take it back into our triangle. And then a few more times as we flow it side to side from our triangle into a reverse triangle on this side. And then lift yourself all the way back up to center, and then we'll turn that left foot in. Let's take the arms wide, 5-pointed star. And then we'll clasp the hands behind the back, soften through the knees, begin to fold yourself forward from the hips, coming into a Prasarita Padottanasana. Wide angled forward fold. And keep the hands at the low back, or begin to lift the arms up and over the head. And soften the knees. Lift yourself back up. Take the palms together overhead. Bend the elbows. Drop the hands back behind the head. Lift up through the belly. Lift up through the heart. Send the elbows up towards the ceiling as they wrap around the sides of the head. And then hug in through the belly. Reach the arms back up. And take hands down to the heart. Step yourself together, feet together. Turn to face the top of the mat again. We'll step that right foot back now. Coming into a warrior one, bend that left knee. Press down into that back foot. Hips facing up towards top of the mat, but accommodating that back knee. Want that back knee to feel great. Rib cage facing up towards top of the mat. Arms reach up. Again, we'll take palms together overhead, drop the hands back behind the head, press into the feet, hug in through the legs, lift up through your belly, lift up through the heart, and maybe you shift the gaze slightly up. Zip up through your belly, reach the arms back up, and then we'll step it forward, come into our warrior one on the other side. Send that left foot back now, back heel Moving towards the back of the mat, bend that right knee, rib cage facing up towards the top of the mat. Right hip will hug back a little bit. Left hip will move forward a little bit. Arms reach up, pressing down into the feet, and then take the palms together. Overhead, we'll bend the elbows, drop hands back behind the head. Lift up the elbows, lift up the heart. And then zip up through your belly, reach the arms back up. Step yourself forward. Bend the knees. Slowly lower yourself all the way back down to the mat as we did before, and bum to the mat, ba-dum. And then we'll take the feet forward. Slowly lower yourself all the way down to the mat. And then let's reach the arms up overhead as you extend the feet long once again. Reaching out through fingers, out through toes, and then bring the arms down alongside the body. Bend your knees. Plant the feet down to the mat. We'll take it into a few bridge lifts. As you inhale, press down into the feet. Begin to lift the hips up. Same time, reach the arms up along the ears. And then we'll slowly lower hips, bum back down to the mat. Arms will come back down alongside the body. Couple more times, pressing into feet. Lift the arms up, lift the hips. And then release the hips back down to the mat. And then one more time, shift the hips up towards the ceiling. Arms reach up along the ears. And then slowly you lower yourself down. Now grab a block. We'll take it into a supported bridge here. So we'll tuck the block on the low height underneath the back of the hips, the sacrum. So press into the feet, lift the hips up, tuck that block right underneath back of the sacrum. And allow yourself to rest here with that block supporting you. Could stay here with knees bent or extend your legs down. Come up onto the heels and keep it here, or if it feels okay, you could reach the arms up overhead. Few nice deep breaths here. And again, if you feel it, let yourself yawn. Yawn it out, sigh it out. Let's walk the feet in. Bring the arms back down alongside the body. I'm going to take it into a little supported inversion here. So bend the knees, pick the feet up off of the mat, line the knees up over the hips, and then either stay here or extend your legs up towards the ceiling. Inner legs together. And then bend your knees, release feet down to the mat. Press into the feet, lift up your hips, pluck out your block. Now we'll take 2 blocks and move ourselves into a supported fish pose to get some opening through the upper back, through the chest. So 1 block will go underneath your upper back shoulder blade area. So if you're tall, you may want to put it on the long direction, or you could put it the horizontal direction. 1 block will go underneath back of the shoulders. The other block will go underneath the back of your head. So you want to put the second block on whatever height feels good for you. Maybe you need it on the tall height, maybe the medium height, maybe the low height, or if you're super flexible, maybe you prefer no block under the head, but you do what works for you. So slowly lower yourself back. Just that first block is necessary, so it's hitting right underneath the tips of the shoulder blades. And then release your head down to the second block. You can keep the knees bent, feet down on the mat. You could extend the legs out. You could cross the legs here. And then arms out to the sides, palms facing up. few nice, deep, smooth, and steady breaths here. And then slowly roll yourself over to the side off of your blocks. Remove them out of the way. And then bring yourself back down onto your back. Let's find that symmetrical stretch again. Extend the legs down the mat. Reach the arms up overhead. Reach up through the right fingers, down through the right toes, and then up through the left fingers, down through the left toes. Reach it all out, fingers to toes, and then relax everything. Bring one hand to rest on your heart, one hand to rest on your belly. Close your eyes again. Come back to our intention to be gentle, kind, patient, loving, compassionate with ourselves. As you are ready, slowly roll yourself over to one side and use your hands to press yourself up back into a comfortable seat. Bring your palms together at the heart. Thank you so much for sharing this short, gentle practice with me today. With love and gratitude, namaste.